Indeed, many Africans are still trying to force their way into Europe for a better future. That's despite the risk of crossing the Mediterranean. According to UNHCR, more than 1,500 African migrants died while crossing from Libya into Europe. That raises the question of what African countries and the African Union are doing to stem the crisis before it deepens. CCTV's Girum Chala caught up with the AU Commissioner for Social Affairs, Dr. Mustapha Sidiki Kaloko, in Addis Ababa.
What is Africa's role in mitigating the migrant crisis, especially where migrants from Africa are concerned?
We have always said that we can actually make migration profitable. We've always looked at migration in that aspect. You see, because as I've always emphasized, we cannot stop people moving. They will move. So the best we can do is to make some sense out of it. Look at the opportunities and make it profitable for both sides. That's one aspect of it. Then the second aspect of it is, the punchline here is, people move because for some reason they are not comfortable on this continent. They need jobs. You know, a few of them, of course, are because of persecution or governance, but the bulk of them are simply because of quality of life and seeking employment, you know, that they go out. So I've always emphasized that if we actually make their lives comfortable on this continent, there will be no reason for them to move.
What has been the work of individual African states and that of the African Union in working hand in hand to curb the problem of migration?
The summit that was held in Johannesburg, there was a retreat of foreign ministers, and they were looking at migration. And the first things they started with were that we could probably utilize the fact that majority of the movement of people is within Africa. Majority. It's only about 20% actually that trek out. Less than 20% that go out is within Africa. So we started looking at Africa itself. You know, how can labor migration be improved on this continent to make sure that there is an interchange, there's an exchange of manpower or human resources, you know. We can utilize each other's capabilities when it comes to jobs. But to do that, we first have to establish free movement of people.
Many of African migrants are going to Europe most of the time. And Europe can also be part of the solution. So what can you tell us about what Europe should do to help Africa mitigate the problem of migration?
We have been working with the European Union very, very closely on these issues. We have an action plan, you know, that we have been conducting. There are some projects that are very, very important towards looking at the opportunities that are provided by the issue of migration. And the African Institute of Remittances is one of those, you know, and there are other high impact projects like the Joint Labor Migration Program that we are having, whereby there is the ILO, the African Union, the IOM, the European Union, the UNHCR. All these ones are coming together with a program that's going to look at how we provide employment for youth vis-a-vis, particularly the issue of mobility. Now, it is programs like that that are very, very important because they actually address the problem.